here in Washington, President Biden, he talked about the FDA approval of the Pfizer vaccine earlier today, saying Americans who have been waiting for full approval should go get their shot now.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. It's time for you to go get your vaccination and get it today. Today. It's an important moment in our fight against the pandemic.
You heard that note of urgency. The president says there's no time to waste because it's Delta variant's causing a pandemic of the unvaccinated. ABC News political director, deputy political director AVERI HARPER joins us now for more. And AVERI, the vaccination issue has become so politicized, as we've talked about. Do you think this FDA approval could help take some of the politics out of this equation?
For some, this will suffice, but there's still a sizable portion for whom it will not be enough. If you look at the last ABC Washington Post poll, about 3 in 10 Americans say they weren't vaccinated, and they probably or definitely were not going to get one. So it's still an uphill battle in terms of fighting the virus.
And so what do you think? We've heard from the president a kind of gradual toughening of his tone, I think. He began by encouraging people very gently, really, talking about solidarity, about do it for your neighbor and your loved ones and your colleagues, gradually now talking about mandates. What do you think this approval will mean for vaccine mandates?
Right. For those who are not persuaded by the FDA authorization, in some cases, they're going to be compelled to by vaccine mandates. And we're likely to see a flood of vaccine mandates now that FDA authorization is done. We've already seen it happen here in New York City, where I am. All education workers are going to have to be vaccinated without the option of testing. The Department of Defense was holding off until the FDA granted full authorization to the vaccine in order to require service members to get vaccinated. So we're likely to see the same across the country.
And as the president pointed out, there are already vaccine mandates in place in so many ways, for measles, for polio, for all kinds of things. Your kids have to get vaccinations before they go to school. Members of the military have to get vaccinated, that too. So let's talk about a military operation, the other issue on the president's plate, big one. The Pentagon officials are now saying the U.S. has evacuated about 16,000 people from Afghanistan in the last 24 hours. And that's a serious clip and a serious improvement from the early days here. President Biden says the mission could keep U.S. troops in the country now, perhaps past the August 31st deadline he set. But the Taliban, they've got a say in this. They warned that an extension would cross a red line. So what's at stake for this operation as it ramps up to get so many Americans and American allies out of Afghanistan? What's at stake for the operation and for President Biden politically, do you think?
Well, what's at stake is really the safety of the Americans that are still in Afghanistan and the Afghan allies that are still there. We know that there are efforts to try and evacuate those folks to other countries. But if it can't be done before the August 31st deadline and the Taliban decides to escalate the situation, we could be putting, American service members in harm's way. And a lot of what the White House has been touting over the past week is that there hasn't been any American loss of life, and no one wants that to change.
Absolutely. That would change the tenor of the coverage and of the discussion around the country, no question. Deputy Political Director AVERI HARPER, thanks as always.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.